Hey, hello everyone, Emily Joan Smith here. Welcome to my page if you have not seen my page yet. And today is World Mental Health Day. So this topic, mental health in its whole, is so important to me. It's so very close to me, very close to my family. So I really want to talk to you today. If you struggle with mental health or if you know someone with mental health, I have some really good advice that has helped me and my family deal with mental illness. Specifically anxiety and depression. They're two things that I've really struggled with in the past for a long while. So I'm going to tell you what has helped me. It's still a hard subject for me to talk about, and I haven't, I've spoken about it on these videos before, but I haven't gone to explain the extremities that my mental health went to and how bad things got. And I'm still not ready to talk to you about that, but when I am ready, I'm sure you'll be the first to hear my story. So without saying anything really about my past other than I have suffered really bad with mental health, for many years, this is what I want to talk about. So firstly, if you are going through something really bad, I'm mainly going to be talking about depression and anxiety because I know about them, and I don't really want to talk about something that I don't know about because obviously everyone goes through things differently. So I really want to respect people's mental health, and I don't want to talk about something I don't know. So if you are going through depression or anxiety, and it's really bad and you are really suffering, please find a safe place. Nothing is more important than your mental health. If work is making you feel bad, find a safe place. Talk to someone and get time off work. If friends are making you feel anxious or depressed, find a safe place away from them. If things are getting really bad and you're thinking of harming yourself or doing anything bad like that to harm yourself or to harm anyone else, find a safe place. What I found most helpful when I was in really bad situations or really struggling with my mental health, I found somewhere safe, and my safe place was my room and my bed because I felt safe there. And I may have spent a lot of time there, 6 months in a row, but that was my safe place. If you are going through something tough, find your safe place. It may be a person is your safe place. It may be a house is your safe place. But find that safe place. And if you're thinking of hurting yourself, distract yourself. You can either, obviously, I know a lot of people say ring Samaritans or ring a helpline. But that personally, I found that I couldn't do that because I couldn't bring myself to ring someone. But if you can, please do that. If you can't, distract yourself. Go have a nap. If you're thinking about harming yourself, have a nap. Read a book. Watch your favourite series, do something that makes you feel safe and distracts you from wanting to hurt yourself or other people. So that's the first tip. Find somewhere safe, wherever it may be. The second tip is, I cannot tell you how annoying the phrase is, there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you're going through mental health problems and you're really struggling and someone tells you there is light at the end of the tunnel, although there may be, it is something really difficult to hear because at the time you're really struggling and you can't think of anything other than how much in despair you are, how upset you are, how things aren't working out, and how truly and utterly depressed or anxious you are. There may be light at the tunnel, but if you haven't been through something like a mental illness, please don't say that. It may help some people, but it doesn't help me and other people that I know. Whereas if you know someone who's going through something, going through a tough time, just be there for them. Sit with them in their room. If you haven't heard from them in a while, give them a message, go around their house. Even if they don't want you there. I had a couple of friends who forcefully came to my house because I refused to go out and see anyone. I didn't want them to come around, but it was better for them to come in and see me, just sitting in my room, sitting with me, watching a film. Be there for your friends and be there for your family. Don't tell them everything's going to be okay because at that time they really can't see things, that everything is going to be okay. But if you have been through mental health and you have found light at the end of the tunnel, because although I hate the saying, it is true, and maybe there's a better way of saying things, but things can get better. It may take a year, it may take 3 years, it may take 6 years, it may take a week, it may take a month, you never know how long it's going to take for you to get out of these bad spells. But if you've got out of them before, and if you felt good again, when you go back into your depression or your anxiety, because it can come around again, you can feel good and then you can feel bad, and then you can feel good and you can feel bad. But once you've got through it once, you know you can get through it twice. Once you know you felt good again, if you're going for a bad time, you know you can feel good again. And just hold on to that when you're feeling really shitty. Hold on to the fact that you have felt good before. You have had depression before. You have felt like shit before. But you have also felt better before. Hold on to that when you're feeling really shitty. Yeah, so even if someone if you're there for a friend and a friend doesn't even want you to be there, just be there in a way that you can. If they tell you to go away, but let them know that you are still there. Let them know that you are still at the end of the phone. Let them know that you are still downstairs. Like, let them know you're in the house and you're there if they need you. Because sometimes people don't want to be around people, but it's nice to know that someone is still there and they are not alone. So another thing I found I want to talk to you about, if you are struggling with mental health, whatever mental health is, there are different ways that you can help yourself. Because at the end of the day, no one else can help you if you're struggling with mental health other than you. No one else can help you. No one else can make you feel better. No one else can tell you what to do. No one else can force you to do things other than you. You are the only one who can get out of bed. You're the only one who can take a shower. You're the only one who can get out of the house. You're the only one who can help yourself. So there's 3 different things, especially when it comes to mental health, that I found that doctors talk about or people talk about that have helped them. The first one is counselling. Counselling therapy is not for everyone. It was not for me. It was not for me, let's just say that. And I'm now looking into going back, because at different times of your life, different things are good for you. So make sure you keep an open mind, because you may change. Like the way your taste buds change, your mind changes as well. You may hate broccoli when you're younger. You may love broccoli when you're older. You may hate counselling when you're younger. You may love counselling when you're older. So I'm going to go back and try and test that for me. But that's one thing that you can try, counselling. Another thing is antidepressants, or if there is any tablets for your specific mental health. This is another thing that did not work for me, and it doesn't work for everyone. So if someone says it doesn't work for them, don't be forceful of saying take antidepressants or do antidepressants. Not everything works for everyone, and you've got to understand that. And the third thing is doing daily things and congratulating yourself. If you are in a really shitty state and there's nothing you can do daily things. That's what I found helped me. Whether that's taking a shower every day and saying well done for taking a shower, whether that's going for a walk, whether that's reading a book, do things that make you feel better and that can progress your mental health. Like counselling progresses your mental health, like tablets or antidepressants can progress your health. Doing daily things and congratulating yourself, but doing daily things that help your mental health, like reading a good book about mental health and ways that you can help yourself, or doing exercise, because your body and your mind is linked. Eating well and congratulating yourself. Doing daily things. That they're 3 things that will and can or may not help you, but one of them 3 things will work. And they'll work for different times in your life. So make sure you're open-minded, that if you're older, things may have changed for you and things may be better that weren't better for you before in your earlier life. Okay. Yeah, so just on this, if you are a carer of a friend, don't force the person who is struggling into anything. Don't force them, because it's not going to help. Only they can help themselves. You can be there for them, but don't force them to go and speak to someone. You can suggest it. Don't force them to do anything, because it will probably make them not want to do it even more. The next thing that I found really helped, so what didn't help me was counselling and tablets. And don't let that stop you, because I know so many people who are on antidepressants and it's really helped them. I know so many people who have gone to counselling and that really helps them. So don't knock it until you've tried it. But what did really help me was reading books about mental health and reading books about mindset and how you can change your life and how you can do things to help yourself. Reading really helped me. So if nothing is working for you at the moment and you have not tried reading, please give me a message on this page and I will suggest books for you, whether it will help your anxiety, whether it will help your depression, or whatever mental health issues you have. I've got really good books that you can read, and if you can't afford them, I'll even send them in the post or drive to your house and drop the books to you, because I really want to help people, because I think it's the best way forward is for everyone to feel better about themselves. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, if you're not sure if you're suffering, if you're going through a really crappy time, because sometimes everyone has crappy times, sometimes it's just a crappy time. Not everything means you're depressed, and not everything means you have anxiety. Everyone is worried about things at some times, but it's just the length of time that you're worried about, or how intense the feeling of the sadness or worrying is. So sometimes you may not even be depressed or anxious, but if you are not sure whether you have a mental health problem, please go talk to someone you trust, whether it's a friend, whether it's a GP, whether it's a family member. Go and talk to someone, because it's so important to first talk to someone to actually then really figure out how you're feeling. When it's in your head, sometimes you're not sure, but when you start speaking the words, you can hear how odd something is, or how actually hard something is. It's more visible when you speak about it, like, if that makes sense. And last thing, I have had someone really close to me harm themselves, and they are no longer here because of that, and that is so tough. So if you are thinking of hurting yourself, whoever you are, someone cares about you, and if you can't think about yourself, think about someone that you love who would miss you if you do want to hurt yourself, because honestly, it is so difficult for someone. I know you're going through a tough time, and if you do want to hurt yourself, but it is so difficult for the people around you as well, if they lose you. So just think about someone else, because when I was in a tough time and I was in a tough state and I wanted to hurt myself or anything like that, I would think about my mum and how much she would miss me and how much, like, stuff like that. So think about someone else if you are in a tough place. Okay, and last thing, 2 action steps I really want you to do. Number 1, please message 3 people today. You don't have to say it's about mental health. You don't have to say anything. Just ask if they're okay and what they're up to. Please try and get them to respond to you. And if they don't respond, keep messaging them. So that's 3 people. How easy is that to message 3 friends that you have not heard from in a while? Message 3, oh my god, I can't say that. Message 3 friends. And the second thing I want you to do, if you have struggled with mental health, whatever mental health it is, or if you know someone who has struggled with mental health, give me a message on suggestions that you think have helped you or helped them. It would be really helpful for me, because I can speak about it in another video. I don't even have to say that you said it, but it's helpful when people share their experiences and what helped them. You never know how many other people you can help. Actually, and last thing, if you've liked this video, please like it and please give it a share. Just share it to your wall. It doesn't mean anything, but it may help and mean something to someone else who needs to hear this today. So that is everything about, not everything about mental health, but things that I think are important about mental health. So please like and share. Please message 3 friends. If you do any of the action steps, do that. Message 3 friends and see how they are. And the last one, send me a message if there's any suggestions that you have that have helped you or your friend, or you supporting a friend who has a mental illness. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope and if no one has told you today, I really appreciate you and I really love you. So goodbye.